So, you find yourself on the edge of town with your wagon, and just as you're about to leave the town, you look back and you see Hylian and Fenrir walking. Hylian looking dazed, walking through the town.
I kind of pull in the reins to the horses just to kind of like slow them to a stop.
Where the fuck have you been?
I felt something in my head. I just couldn't get it out.
Oh, that would have been that fucking Nothic son of a bitch. It tried to twist us against each other.
Arno, you've become very sweary since we stopped these horses. Unlike your character.
Yeah. I remember things that I just don't know where they came from. My head's a bit all over the place.
It's alright. It's dead now.
Right, okay. Where are we at now? What are we doing?
Well, basically, to catch you up, we've got some jobs to do on a road called the Turnpike Interstate or something like that, I can't remember. And yeah, so we're going to go and do some jobs. We've got some citizens to assist in our quest to find the location of Wave Echo Cave.
Right, okay. That sounds great. I'm up for doing that. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do the things.
You head out of the town north, I believe. Someone's got the map.
Yep.
Out onto the Triboar Trail.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you hoping to go first?
Was it the orcs first?
Well, they're kind of ambushers, were they not? Like, I think we're just...
Well, should we just make our way to the fucking owl? It was either the owl well or the banshee.
Yeah, I think they're pretty close by, Coneyberry and the turnoff for that. I don't actually have a map for it, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll just head north and just see what one we come across first, I suppose.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Other than shit from my work. So you head out the town, north up the Triboar Trail. It doesn't take long before you can't see the town for the amount of trees surrounding you. The trail, I mean, it's a well-worn road. Through. You've got mountains on one side of you, trees on the other, overhanging some of the parts of the road. After a few hours of following this road, you start to hear rustling in the woods next to you. Who's got the highest passive perception? Arno?
Yeah, that would be me.
Is it plus 4?
What's your passive?
12.
How do I tell that? Is that just the number?
Side.
I have like 3 stats: passive perception, passive investigation, and passive
14.
insight.
I've got 14 for perception.
Okay. Arno, what was yours?
21.
Fuck's sake, man. So Arno, you notice small creatures in the forest, like they've been following you for maybe half a mile now. Just creeping in the woods.
Yeah, I kind of still kind of keeping the horses going at the kind of usual pace, but say to Hillian and Thighbush, just like kind of watch the edges of the forest. There's like small creatures. It kind of looks like they've been following us for a while. I don't know if they're looking to attack at some point.
Why are you just telling us this now if they've been following us for a while?
What's happening?
I'm not the god on the TV right now.
I mean, you didn't know they'd attack.
Should we pretend that we're a travelling shop and get them to come in and see what the fuck's happening? Or should we just attack? Are we ready for an attack?
Let's go for the shop idea first, if it falls shit face, then we can attack.
Well, we could just continue as we are,
Continue as we
But
are.
what's the fun? Oh,
But what we'll do is, if they start coming, we'll pretend we're a shop.
Yeah.
cool.
So after about another quarter mile, Arno, you notice that the figures are no longer following you. They've disappeared like, deeper into the forest. And you can't. Keeping a watchful eye, none of you can see anyone in the forest or anything.
Just kind of looks like we're in the kind of clear for now. Anyway, they don't seem to be
Unless
following.
they've disappeared because of something worse. Just keep your eyes on us.
Oh.
Possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we on the map? Map keepers of the group.
What do you mean?
You're not in the fucking group.
Shut up,
You
God.
put it earlier on. You're the world.
We're on that trail.
Good.
How far, using your, natural perception, where do you think we are?
Somewhere on this trail.
Right, okay,
Good.
let's just keep on going then. Eh?
Let's
Can we
keep
see?
going.
Can we see anything ahead of us?
You're
Bob?
about halfway up the Triboar Trail.
We're halfway up.
Right, let's keep going. But I'm just going to have a look and see if there's any traps up ahead.
Okay, give me survival checks.
Everybody.
Oh, my survival isn't as good.
I mean, Tybrush said he's doing it, so
4.
four.
But somebody said they were
One.
giving me advantage.
Yeah, since I'm like
Oh.
taking the horses, I'll be looking that way anyway.
Aye,
Also-
Hylian's done it.
But yeah, I've done it. Also, everyone else is. Did they not get a bonus seeing as we're in a forest just now? Natural explorer.
Yeah, but I mean,
Double.
21's fine. But knowing that you were being followed and keeping a close eye on any of the winding corners for anything that might be on the opposite side, your journey passes fairly peacefully. The odd rustle in the woods, the Hylian being common with forests, immediately snaps on. Nothing there. And you come to a crossroads with a shoddily written sign for Coneyberry.
So I say, like, so if we follow this will take us to where the Banshee is.
Okay.
Um,
Remember
where's
the-
the other way to go? Like,
I know that woman has asked us to ask the Banshee something, but we are asking the location of Wave Echo Cave.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what we're doing. Cool. Let's go that way then.
So, you pass through the town of Coneyberry. Can someone give me a history check?
I've got a +4.
Well, you use that because mine's right.
Yeah.
Eventually, you will learn each other's characters.
So that's an 11.
So,
Oh, that was a good. I got a 10. Combined, that's 21.
both of you kind of, you remember hearing about a town called Coneyberry that was sacked by barbarians years prior, and the town has almost been abandoned at this point, with just the ruins of the houses left behind. From the ruins of Coneyberry, you notice an old trail. Hylian, and you'd notice this first, looking around the forest edges of the town.
Oh, I'm in a forest. Hold on a second. Sorry,
and-
this guy.
Old trail leading northwest into Neverwinter Wood.
Oh, there's a trail up there, guys.
Do we want to have a look round about the abandoned houses and stuff, see if we can find anything? Or are we just heading straight on?
Can we do like a check of the area? Like, does it maybe do like a nature check to see if there's maybe something kind
Yeah, Hylian, give me a nature check.
of. That's a 3. Well, it'll be a 6 because it's double.
Sorry, I was going to say I was going to give you advantage on
That's
that.
it's a nat 1. So you looking into the forest, you reach up, and everyone's looking at you, and you go very stoic as you pick one leaf from a tree, and you stare at it, and you turn around and go, leaf. And then you let it go and it just falls very gracefully to the ground.
Well, then that one, he should have let it go and it landed in his eye.
And he's like,
Blinded for
the
5
rest
minutes.
a disadvantage for every range attack.
I'm like Leaford. Oh my god, it's in my eye.
Turns out he's actually got hay fever.
Loves forests. Anyone get any Benadryl?
Yeah.
Do you want to roll me an investigation for the town?
Yeah.
For the ruins?
So that's a nat 20 for 26.
Damn.
Okay. So looking through the ruins of Ponyberry, almost every single one of these houses has been cleared out. The town was sacked quite a few years before by barbarians, and barbarians, when they sack a town, they take anything that is possibly usable from the town and get rid.
Sorry,
On-
Connor, are you being sponsored right now?
No,
I was going to say, I was dying to say not sponsored.
I was about to say.
Nothing quite quenches the thirst.
Like Corona.
Bud Light, drink of champions.
On the edge of town, just as you enter, one of the more well-preserved houses here, you notice that the fire inside, it's fairly fresh.
Unless you're
Uh,
muted, by the way.
Like,
Can I go up to the fire and
How long have I been
determine the
fucking...
time of how fresh
Just
it
a
was?
couple of
We're
seconds.
talking couple of minutes, couple of hours.
yeah. Give me a survival.
So
Everyone or just...
Just the Hylian.
20.
20. You reckon this is maybe about half a day? Like, so they were here this morning.
This fire's pretty fresh. I feel like they were here this morning.
That's good of you to relay that information that you've just discovered. That was-
Yes. just. And if I'm right saying I can smell. Charcoal,
Burning.
Fire.
fire. Fire was definitely here this morning.
So, I'm going to give a wee shout and see if anyone's here. Hello?
So,
No
can we
reply.
tell? Can we see if there's any tracks, any kind of creatures or anything? Like, try and establish who is here? I say to Helen.
Yeah. Well, I can. I can have a wee look around. Yeah.
Give me another survival.
What do your Ellen eyes see, Hellion?
So 13. Is this still a forest?
I mean, the town's fairly close to a forest, so yeah, you'd still.
So I get like double proficiency. So that's what 17.
So looking around, you can see dust kicked up on the side where a bedroll was maybe placed. So you know that it must be a creature that at least would carry a bedroll. And then you see very faint footprints, but impossible to tell like if they're a creature's footprints or
So definitely kind of humanoid.
yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So there is some tracks. Do we want to follow them, or do we want to maybe continue to have a look around?
The tracks are not they're not prominent enough to follow, and once they get on, like they head towards the Triboar Trail, and from being on the Triboar Trail, you know that the amount of tracks on that,
Yeah, hard to.
you wouldn't be able to pick them out.
So do we know where we're heading, like, through the town? Or like we're heading, like, on the path north into the forest to get to the Banshee? Or is it elsewhere?
Who are you asking?
Like you, because we don't actually have a map.
Well, you don't know where the Banshee's lair is. You just know that she's
Yeah, she told us.
near Coneyberry. What did she tell you?
Oh,
Did she not tell... Aye, Did we not get a bit more? It wasn't just near Coneyberry, it was more precise than that, wasn't it?
Oh,
She
yeah, yeah,
said
yeah.
to-
Oh, she would have said that, like, aye, because she was in the layer and it didn't appear. So she would have said that if you follow the trail heading northwest out of Coneyberry.
So let's go to the fucking trail.
Right.
Thanks, Watkins.
Um, as you enter the forest, the forest grows dark and still as the trail winds deeper into the trees. Heavy vines and thick layers of moss drape the branches, and the air is noticeably colder. Highly, you would notice that this forest is it's been tainted by a dark energy.
Right.
Rounding a bend in the trail, you see a screen made from the warped branches of trees standing close together, woven into a dome-like shelter in the shadows. A low doorway leads inside.
Well, this looks. If I had to guess, this looks exactly like a Banshee's fucking hideout.
I second that. I'm getting an eerie, dark energy around here.
I think we should approach this with caution but respect.
Uh huh.
I think we should go up, knock the door, and ask if we can enter on the Banshee's terms.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's not go in aggressive on this one.
We don't know much about the Banshee though, do we?
I can bring out the comb and say, apparently she wants this, or we'll have to give her this comb.
That's right, yeah. And she will answer one question.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many questions she'll answer, but we've been basically told, well, we can ask a question.
Right. We need to ask the location of Wave Echo Cave. Right? A precise and direct location, not a fucking riddle, not a fucking stupid. Don't raise your eyebrows. Don't be silly.
Good question though. Can we word it in such a way that we technically ask two questions in one?
I wouldn't fuck about.
Can you tell us on this map where Wave Echo Cave is and Cragmore Castle is?
No, because we'll be able to find Cragmore Castle at some point, I'm sure. I feel like we might even be able to stumble across it at some point by mistake.
Hint, hint.
It's really weird how
much
often
do
you guys hint to God.
Yeah, how much do you stumble?
Having been in this area before a long time ago in a previous life, I'm sure you can just stumble across that fucker, whereas Wave Echo Cave.
Everything you guys say, I just imagine all of you just looking up to the sky and just going,
Well, we're waiting.
No, that would be my approach to it.
Okay.
I agree. I think we should find Wave Echo Cave.
Yeah.
Also, should we maybe get into like a defense formation or going up to this door? Just
Sure.
in case this goes wrong.
Thank you.
So I would say, maybe people with shields, maybe like kind of peek while someone knocks the door, or maybe take aim, or should we just risk
The
it?
shield.
You know me, I like
Okay.
it. I'll
Yeah,
happily
I'll
knock
get
that
a
door.
Right, okay, listen, well,
Like,
We don't like go
get into your battle defense stance casual.
casual, right?
You don't want to come across too defensive or
Yeah.
feel like assume that we're looking for a fight or
Fly
expecting.
casual. Just fly casual. But don't look like you're flying casual.
Naturally
casual but not casual, but look casual.
Yeah.
So casual.
So yous enter through the door,
Oh.
which was sitting ajar anyway. And as Guybrush knocks it, it swings open, and you see in, and it's a home of sorts, that's sheltered within the dome of the woven branches. It's sparsely furnished with chests, shelves, a table, a reclined couch, all of it old and highly, and you would recognise it as being once elven. It was
Right, okay.
of elven craft.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see?
Whoa! Anyone here?
Yeah, can I see anything? Like,
Give me a perception check.
that's a 16.
Okay. So, as the last one of you enters the home and you're looking around, the air grows cold and a powerful feeling of dread just tugs at your gut. And
Guys, I don't feel good. A powerful feeling of dread's just tugged at my gut.
Oh, I thought that was what we had for breakfast. Thank God for that.
you look over towards the door and you see a cold, pale light flickering in the air, rapidly taking on the form of a female elf, her hair and robes
can't be good.
waving in a spectral wind. She might have been beautiful once, but a hateful expression has twisted her features.
Alright, shallow.
I'm going to immediately drop to one knee and say, we didn't mean to intrude. And please excuse my friend Nickett here. If you
I'd
as
drop
much
down
as
to a
crease
knee.
your arm, he's going to try and fuck the crease. So,
He'll
just
what?
a sexual deviant.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Sorry.
It's like,
Weird.
I bring out the comb. So that we come with, we can offer you this in hopes of gaining knowledge from you.
Knowledge you seek?
Yes.
Yep.
You can ask me one question and I'll give you the answer. But the comb stays.
Absolutely, the comb is yours, my friend. You take it.
I hand over the comb.
We are looking for the location of Wave Echo Cave.
I've not heard that name in a long time. Do you have a map?
Arno,
Yeah.
present
Yeah.
your map.
The unschooled map for
And almost just staring Thighbrush in the eyes, not even looking at the map. He reaches out one ghostly finger and points to just west of Phandelin, at the base of the Sword Mountains. And she snarls, "That is where you'll find Wave Echo Cave."
Thank you so much for the information. Is there anything else we can be of assistance to you for? Can we help you in any way?
Leave me in peace.
Do you want us to make sure that no one else finds your hollow? Do you want us to kind of...
Well, other than
Destroy
that foolish sister of the Shrine of Luck, no one's found my hollow in centuries.
Do you want us to dispatch the sister?
No, I think she'd learned her lesson.
That's fine. Thank you very much. Would you be able to... Look, if we're honest, the Sister of the Shrine of Luck sent us here for our own gain, and we don't want to have to help out someone who's bothered you so. Would you be able to kind of slightly mark my friend Nickett here?
Wait.
I walked
Check
away,
chat.
remember?
Guys, he's here.
Yes! He's alive!
No way.
He's here.
No way.
I'm not joking, he's here.
Magic's alive!
Wait, you can actually start playing now. Like, come on, let's go.
Aye, honestly, we've just sat, like the last two sessions, we've just sat and just talked. We've not even played, you've not missed a thing. Right, sorry, you were asking me about answering another question
No.
for free.
It was no. It was a mere request, and I would understand if it's not possible. But some questions might be asked of us that we didn't bother you for more questions. I'm feeling that we could maybe make less people inclined to come up here and bother you with questions if you left a slight mark on the face of Nickett here, or
I
maybe
walked
even
away,
Billy,
remember?
as he was.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
He was
I know,
Walked away. I'm
I can
outside.
offer up on one writing arm and be like, even if you could like mark it in some way, like it would really help in to stop people coming to look for you.
What is the other knowledge you seek?
We wouldn't care to pester you for any knowledge, but you know what? If it's a problem, that's fine. But Cragmore Castle,
Cragmore Castle.
the location.
What
Oh wait, should we ask about the book?
what need of you to find Cragmaw Castle?
There's a tribe of, I believe, orcs and goblins residing in
The
the
lowly
castle.
races.
Yeah, causing havoc for
Subhuman scum.
for the citizens of Phandelin and those around.
Well,
We've been to
And I'll tell
find-
you what, Banshee pal, I'm getting pretty sick fed up of this bloody black spider bastard, and I'd like to get rid of a lot of them.
well, I don't really care for the lower races, and she shoots a look at Nickit as she says
I
this.
walked out!
Oh, she shoots a look at you as you're walking out. Where you were. The shoots a
But did
look.
she's in front of the door? To walk out, you had to walk through her.
Well, we go with
Don't
that.
want to
I
see your
walked
dirty
out.
look.
Give me your map.
I can offer the map up again.
And she marks on the straight north of Phandelin and Neverwinter Wood, the location of Cragmaw Castle.
Banshee, do you have a name?
Agatha.
Perfect.
What your friend said.
Agatha, we've been told from a few sources that this exchange would have been unpleasant, and I can say that is the farthest from the case. Not only have I can I thank you for your assistance, but also the pleasantries in which you've delivered them, especially seeing as we are intruding upon your home.
As you're saying this, she like pulls some of her spectral hair and she starts brushing the comb through very, very delicately. If she could
I feel
blush,
like-
she would blush.
And can
I
I
feel
say,
like
the
Alien,
stories
like-
of your beauty are absolutely true.
Just kind of raise my eyebrows at.
Don't,
I really like-
you're too much.
Could we leave these two alone? kind of thing.
Well, I was just about to say is what from one elf to another elf. Do you have any magic powers?
Yes.
Is there anything you can do to help me, with this bow? This bow is, it's not as elven as it could be. Do you think there's something you could do with this bow?
You asked me if I had magic powers. I'm not a weaponsmith.
Well, maybe imbued it with some of your magnificent magic.
Oh, I'd be careful. I think the Banshee might
Years
be
of
too
intruding.
powerful for us, guys.
Right, well, listen, Jura, I just thought I'd ask as one elf to another elf, We do live a long time.
Well, as you can see, I'm no longer of the mortal plane.
Oh, do you know what? I couldn't tell. Honestly, couldn't tell. Could not tell. I'm going to leave. See you later, guys.
As Hylian leaves, she looks at Arno and Thighbrush, and she looks almost through Arno, and then smiles at Thighbrush, and she, in a low whisper, says, "You two have been nothing but pleasant. I'll answer you one more question."
Right. Can we have a moment just to confer?
Of course, of course.
What's the question?
And she floats past you and takes a place on the reclined couch, still brushing her hair with the comb.
Right.
Do
No.
we want? Right. There's a couple of ways we could look at this. We could look at this as an opportunity to come back if we need more information.
Yep.
And by doing that, we could offer her something like we can offer you. I don't know. Fucking not protection because she obviously doesn't need it, but
maybe if we find any elven artifacts, we could bring her to
Yeah,
them.
we can bring them back.
Are we all together at this point?
Yes, we
No,
took some.
no, Hylian and Nick are outside.
All right, okay.
This is just
So-
Guybrush and Arno.
We
Um,
could,
we could do that, or
we could say that we don't need any other questions answered because we don't want to take the piss, basically, but in a nicer way.
yeah,
We don't want to abuse this gift that she's given us, but maybe we could return some elven artifacts that I heard through my brain speak.
it's like, or like, what we could do is offer is to get the Sister Grail off her back. Like, if she tells us about the book, then she won't come looking again either.
What book?
It's the spell book of Bo Gentles.
Bojangles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really remember much of that, if I'm honest with you. But you could ask her about that if you want.
Like, if us and her are the only people to have found her, like this place, in the last so many years,
Yeah.
if we get the information that she needs, then like she's not going to send anyone else up here. So really, like, it would help her as well.
So you could say, you could put it to her that way, and I could say to her like, what if this knowledge that this person, the sister, seeks for the book, only pushes her thirst for more knowledge and brings her back, and what would she rather do about it? Do you know what I mean? What's the
Yeah. No, definitely.
Let's do that. You do the talking for that bit because it's about the book.
Right, okay. So we're going to turn back to Agatha, and I said to us, like, so the reason we came here is because Sister Grell asked us to come and try and get some information for you, from you. However, you've been nothing but kind to us and given us information that we personally need. I fear that Sister Grell if we come back with information for Sister Grell about the book, she may come looking for more. She's looking for information about the spell book of Bo Gentles, but we want to know if you would rather us tell her information so she stops coming, or if you think it would be better to tell her that you're never here. Like, we don't want to cause any more problems for you, or if you prefer peace, we don't want to send people up here or make it so people come up here looking for information or magic.
Did she say why she was looking for the book?
Don't think she did. I can check, just while she's there, I feel so I'll just double check, I write down almost everything that happens.
I hope you leave out this location from your writings.
Yes, I was actually going to ask as well if you'd rather I write this encounter if you were kind or if you were basically
Do you
terrifying.
want us to scare people off to avoid any further intruders on your homestead?
Well, now that I'm no longer mortal, rest is all I've got left. But if anyone else comes looking, I only appeal to anyone I think is a threat. And
Okay.
I know that Sister Garel isn't a threat. So I'll tell you of my knowledge of the book.
Thank you.
That's awful kind of you. Thank you much.
The book was in my possession for a time, but I traded it to a necromancer named Cernoth from the city of Erebor. That was more than 100 years ago. I don't know. I no longer know where the book is now.
Sorry, Andy, can you just tell me that name again?
Erebor.
The Erebor is the name of the city. Cernoth, like Tsernoth.
Okay. Cheers. And I just gotta write it down in front of us. We'll pass this information on to Sister Grell, Like we thank you for like your time, and they say we don't want you to take up any more of your
Oh,
time.
thank you for my comb, and she looks at Thybrush and says, "Thank you for the compliments."
Anytime, my friend, anytime.
As she
If I had flowers, I would bestow them upon your person.
as she dissipates into the couch, and the cold feeling of dread leaves the room.
Right, guys, let's leave. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go to Craigmore?
Close the door carefully, still being respectful as we leave.
That went a lot better than
Feels
the
like
last
it's
time I inherited Banshee.
What was the alarm?
What happened the last time we encountered the Banshee? Did someone not walk in and go, like, just start shouting abuse at her?
Well, we had to. I'm pretty sure we had to make a fucking Goliath go and punch a tree for a while, just so it wouldn't fight it. But then we ended up fighting it anyway, and it fucked us all up. And we had to run away.
Good times, eh? Good
So what was the
times.
alarm of the Banshee? You're in there quite a while.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Nickit. I was trying to get some Banshee action or Banshee action.
Fair enough.
Banshee action.
Unchecked.
She was a bit tall for you, Nick.
No. Never mind.
So heading back to the trail then.
Yes, please.
Can somebody take the reins just while I write this down? Just about our encounter.
Right, we're fucking going to Cragmore Castle.
Right, okay, let's go.
Let's get on this fucking trail.
So on the map, is it the next closest thing?
No. So to go to Cragmore Castle, it'd almost be going back down the Triboar Trail towards Phandelin.
What else do we try to get on the Triboar Trail though?
Old Owlwell.
Orcs.
Oh, let's get ourselves to Old Owlwell.
We're bringing back Nickit. Nope, Nickit. Drew.
Oh no, we haven't forgotten that she's a racist.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's not written, I just threw that in. I just thought that'd be an interesting wee...
It's one of
Then
those
again,
things.
I was in the room. I walked away as soon as she gave us what we wanted. I just walked out straight away. I was like, cool.
The Banshee was a racist.
Yeah, she said the lesser races. And,
Also-
and reference to the goblin, like goblinoids. And then, as she said it, she stared at where Nickit was.
That's not racism. That's just the goblins are lesser people.
Yeah, but halflings.
Yeah, but she
Halfling.
also looked at the halflings.
You're on the fence about halflings.
To be fair, she did say lower races, and to be fair, you are like height-wise
Vertically
lower
challenged.
than everyone else.
Just
Well,
makes
maybe
it
she just
pretty
got
easy.
think about small people.
That's our king. That's what it was.
So, where are you heading to?
Towards
Old Owlwell.
Okay. And you had that marked on your map, didn't you?
Yeah, Darren marked on our map for us.
Cool. Give me one sec, I just need to make sure I've got things for this. Okay, I can just reuse stuff.
So what kind of time of day is it?
Lunchtime. I don't know fucking clue. I'm sorry.
Because so if it's like
Stuff like that ghostly ass.
if it's like night, I would probably say we would probably set up camp in the old like Conyberry village. But if it was early in the morning, then
So this time would probably be like evening. Like, aye, getting
do you
towards.
just want to try and make camp in one of the abandoned buildings.
Why don't
Yeah,
we?
sure.
I was going to say, why don't we just continue on the trail and just take, like with the wagon, and just take shifts?
Yeah, because we can rest in the back and
I'll need
Okay,
Arno, looking at the map, you don't think, you reckon it's probably maybe and maybe 3 hours worth of travel up into the mountains towards Old Owl Well.
Yeah. God, like a kid brought up schools, like I reckon that'll probably take us about 3 hours, and it's less about us needing a rest and more that I don't know if we want to get into a fight with the undead in the dark when half of us can't see.
Do you know there's undead there? Did he tell you
Yeah,
that? He did, didn't he?
That's why we're
Yeah.
going there. Told us that the prospectors were digging up and get chased by the undead.
That's right.
Right.
Hmm.
That, I knew that. That was just for genetic wolf's sake, just so he would follow.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of course, of course. Nothing gets by the DM.
Yeah.
I didn't write this shit.
Genetic Wolf, we've all been fucking great, but none better than when your wee name come into that fucking chat.
Yeah.
We were actually quite distraught when you didn't show up.
We were.
Yeah.
There was a conversation about maybe posting it in your Discord as like a
The
massive hint.
conversation of cancelling the full fucking lot until you returned. So that was a conversation that me and my mum had. So
Well, now we'll get genetic wolf. We're a bit sure it can link.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm assuming that we're all fucking in the back of this thing and we're just going towards Old Owl Well, yeah.
no, that's what we're saying. We got to camp, so we reach there when it's daylight and we can see.
I'm easy, guys. I'm easy. I'm just thinking about that Banshee.
Yeah, I'd recommend taking the rest. Like,
Right, okay, then that's what we'll do.
Rest it is.
Okay.
yeah, I'd say that just we go head back to Coneyberry and look for one of the kind of abandoned houses.
Yep. You look for abandoned houses. You reckon that in one of these houses, you should be able to all fit. Inside the house that was you found the fire in.
I can attach the cart up in a way that you can't see it from like the Triboar Trail, like kind of hidden by the house that we're staying in.
Okay.
Should we be worried that those guys show back up?
No.
Alright.
I mean, I'm gonna. How long are we gonna do a long rest?
Yeah, probably say kind of roughly till sunrise or something like that. Or like we can gauge it so we start heading to Old Owl Well to reach it before like when it's light enough to see.
Well, you guys sleep. I'll just sit and watch over you.
Don't touch.
Yeah.
Cool, done.
So just have a long rest. Hylian, can I get 2 perception checks?
2 perception checks.
Yeah.
First
You
one
want
is
advantage
first one is a 14 plus 4, so it's 18.
Okay. So your
One,
first watch, you don't see anything. During your second watch, which getting
27.
towards like the early hours of the morning, you notice movement in the woods, towards the east. On the same side of the woods that you were being followed on.
Right, okay.
But you watch as the figures stop and then move on back deeper into the woods.
And now, how many figures have I seen? 4.
4.
Obviously, I've got dark vision up to 90 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So would I have been able to tell what they were?
No, they're just because the woods are so thick, and they're being very careful to like disguise themselves in the thickness or the thickets on the ground.
In the thickness.
I meant thickets.
I'm actually gonna push towards them just to see what I see.
I'm gonna roll over in my sleep and while sleep talking. Oh god, I do hope Hellion lets us into any real danger. That's happening out in the woods. Before going off on his own.
Yeah. You roll over and go, yeah, give it stupid, innit? Like, to go off. Like,
I have Fenrir with me. Don't you dare. So, do I need to roll stealth or should I just?
Yeah, give me a stealth check.
Okay. So 20 plus my. So
Oh
15
yeah, yeah. Well, it's only double your proficiency. So what's your proficiency bonus?
plus 5.
No,
Is it
like
not?
you're just go to the main part of your page, and it will say proficiency bonus, and it'll be like +2, +3, whatever.
Sorry, plus 2. Yeah.
Yeah,
sorry,
so that'll be a 17.
Yeah, so 17.
Um,
Oh, it's double. It's double proficiency bonus. So it's.
aye, but your proficiency bonus is already added to your rolls on D&D Beyond, so you just add an extra 2
It's a 2, so 17.
onto
Yeah.
it. That's good to know. It's good to know. For
That was that. Those rolls are too high, boy.
So you get up, Fenrir, immediately recognizing that you've awoken, sees your hunched over stance, and you watch as Fenrir like kind of feels the dirt on his paws and hunches low, and follows you towards the forest. By this point, the figures have already moved on deeper into the forest. Give me another perception check.
would I noticed that he's left?
Yeah, you would have heard the
12.
you get to the edge of the forest where the figures were, and you're peering into the forest, and you can't see where the figures went. Nothing.
Right, I'm just gonna take that as a bugger mouth and head back.
You come back just as Arno's coming out of the front of this small house, looking very tired.
Everything okay?
I haven't fine.
Cool.
Just doing a little bit of patrol. Sorry if I woke you.
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna head back inside.
Okay.
But I just wanted to make sure you were okay today.
Oh no, I'm good.
Interesting.
What you seem interesting for?
Just interesting that you didn't tell.
No, that's fine. Just woke up. I don't want to alarm them. When everybody's woken up, I might tell them.
So the rest of the night passes without any trouble, and the sun rises. Hylian wakes you all up. Hylian, how do you wake them up?
I look over to Fenrir and I just start giggling to myself and I just say to Fenrir, make some noise. And Fenrir just does a big fucking oh.
What the fuck was that?
Pull the hat over my ears like, ah.
Oh god, I do hope nothing happened when I was sleeping.
Well, funny you say that. There was some. I did count maybe 4, possibly those things we've seen that were following us in the woods.
Can you be more specific? What word?
Well, I don't know because
Do your elven eyes see?
Fuck all, apparently.
I seen 4 shadowy things in the woods. I did a little bit of scouting to see if I could maybe spot them, but they're keeping their distance from us. So I think it's safe to say they might still be out there.
I thought you said nothing happened.
Yeah, I didn't want to worry you. You just looked like you woke up. Didn't want to panic you. You know, we've been through a lot recently. I just want to make sure you're all right.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Cheers.
Yeah.
We're all right. We're up. Let's get going. Should we stick some sausages on the fire? get fueled up and then fuck off to Old Owl Well.
Yeah.
Can I do some quick foraging in the wolf, the fucking forest? The wolf.
Foraging through Fenrir.
I'm not eating that.
Can I do some quick foraging while
Yeah,
we're
just as before Hylian disappears off into the wind, she watches, he starts like rubbing on Fenrir's back, and you see him pull out a single flea and just eat it. And then he runs off into the forest. Anything in particular you're looking for?
Well, I like the natural explorer things. It says if I can find twice as much food when foraging, so I just thought might find some magic mushrooms, you know.
Love the genetic wolf in chat.
Yeah.
So
Roll me a d20.
rolling the d20. That's a 4.
So foraging through, being quite close to Agatha's lair, where the forest had kind of taken a dark, dreary turn, almost like death had kind of encompassed that area. You don't find much edible food. You do find a few edible berries
Okay.
around.
Okay.
Maybe a pouch worth of edible berries.
What colour are these berries? Would you say they were red? Were they
Yeah, they're red.
berries? I'm going to keep them.
Okay. And you head back just as the rest of the party are finishing up their breakfast and packing up the wagon. And you just head off towards Old Owl Well.
Yep.
Can someone give me a history check?
Me again? Oh.
Sure, yeah.
17.
You go for it.
17.
Yeah, 17.
17.
That's not what I rolled, but let's go with the 17.
So you know that the Old Owl Well was a watchtower that had been built up into the mountains to look over the Triboar Trail to defend the areas from attackers. And it was built by a long vanished empire. So heading up into the mountains, after a few hours of travelling, you crest a low ridge. You spy the crumbling ruins of an old watchtower standing amid the rugged hills. The place is so old that the walls are only mounds of rubble enclosing a courtyard of sorts. Adjacent to the broken stump of an old tower, a colourful tent has been set up in the middle of the courtyard, but no one is in sight.
Right. When we walked into that Banshees area, there was no one in sight then, so heads on a swivel.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
term.
I'm gonna go and fucking chap the tent's door.
On the way up, did I notice anything at all?
So on the way up, you smell the smell of death,
Ass.
rotten flesh,
Uh-oh.
wafting from the tower's direction.
Oh god.
That's what I mean. Before you'd even reach the courtyard, you could smell this.
So I think for undeads, kind of near the tower, I don't know if you can smell that, but
Well,
Yeah, not too.
I'm gonna take out and present my Tupperware box filled with Droop's remains.
I thought, wait, is this where you plan to bury him?
Guys, I've had a change of heart. I feel almost a little bad about what happened to Droop. And I've heard rumblings that resurrections can take place in this area.
Oh, that
Before we go any further, I just thought I'd be honest with you. If you want to back out now, we can back out, but I want to see if I can get Droop. Give Droop one last chance.
I'm making a firebomb.
It's like, no, I don't have much dealings with, or heard much about the necromancy school of magic, so like
Myself, I have only ever dealt with one zombie pirate of the undead before. His name for legal reasons was Chilluck. The Pombay's Pirate, and I would like to use what I learned then in an attempt at least to resurrect Droop.
Can I make another fireball? Just because that's what I was going to do.
If you want to ready
yeah,
some
yeah.
firebombs, Nick, it, that's fine, but
How many more of them do you have?
Let me check. Equipment I have.
Yeah, you basically got a lot of stuff for free from Thybrush's stuff and things to make hundreds.
I have 4 oil flasks left, so I'm going to make 2.
Okay, and then that'll leave you 2 oil flasks.
Yeah, I've been changing it as I'm going along the way.
Just as long as you have been. I'll start checking your equipment.
6. First one. And 9 for the second one.
Okay. So you're trying to make 2 of these fire bombs. The first one, you drop the flask and the oil spills all over the inside of the cart.
Oh, for fuck's sake, then.
And then you manage to fill this other one up with the rest of the oil, but you did burn 2 oil flasks for the sake of one firebomb.
Yeah, so I've only got 2 flasks left.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Here, you better clean that oil up, because if we get shot with some fire arrows, we're done for in here.
I just kind of look about the back of the wagon. Is there, what is in the back of the wagon?
There are bags or supplies. You.
I've got 2 sets of clothes for some reason, some common clothes and some traveller's clothes, and I'm going to use
Well,
the
the rest-
commoners' clothes to mop up the
Yeah,
oil
well,
in the
the-
back of the
Okay.
wagon.
What's left of the commoner's clothes I have, I just kind of like start damping up the excess oil with that.
Un momento, don't do crazy shit until I'm back, okay?
No promises.